Welcome to the welcoming party for Greta McGrider, who has been tearing it up in Torrey for the last 4 months or so, while trolling for them. Got a guest, some kind of guest account that has shot insane 1919, and also appears to be a big fan of Christian. And he or she has actually made this account, so I'm going to see if I can get close to that number myself. I'm at 3.6 mile per hour wind, 73-degree tailwind. And a 3.3-ish ring of dust. So this adjustment did go to lower ground, so it does need a little bit of a forward gearing. Good start. A little hot. Alright, getting distance for a ring count with a power 7 ball. So this is 13 rings from max, roughly. Looks like it's going to be 12.7 as the final number. So this should actually come backdoor. It should snake around the left side of the cup here. It's way easier to come in the back door here than it is to try to come in the front. You're very likely to smack the pin. If you're using max backspin, that is. And now that I've got everything set up, switch to a tour profile. Same wind resistance. Distance doesn't change. It will act exactly the same, but I would rather save the Furies because I've got 70 of those and have to pay for them. However, you don't have to pay for tour profiles, you can earn them. Alright, and that adjustment also dropped the elevation of my aim point a little, so we gotta go with the forward vary again. Trying to line up the arc of the shot view with the avatar as much as possible. Right there. Huh, it's an under adjust. So I need a minus 19 and a better tiebreaker to catch whoever this freak is at the top. So this guy had a perfect round until the last hole and missed by 7 inches. Yeah, I really have no choice but to restart here. I'm gonna put this out, and then I'll go look at the wind on the third hole. But yeah, I'll burn a couple of replays here and see if I can catch whoever that is. Alright, let's go ahead and run this one again. This is kind of slow server stuff right now. Let's see if we can get 2 in a row here. See how similar the winds are. About 90% of the time I play this hole, the second shot is going to have a wind blowing between, like, pointing at 8 o'clock and 12 o'clock. Maybe a 1 o'clock. But it's almost always a tailwind of some sort off of that bunker, which makes the adjustment more challenging because you're going to lose height from point A, your initial aim point, to point B, the adjusted aim point, and then have to jerry forward. And it is consistent, at least. But it's only 3.5, so this will be about a 3.1, 3.2 ring adjust and shouldn't have to drop down too low. And so I think last time why it was slightly hot and smacked the pin pretty good is I did too much jerry. Honestly, I feel like the initial setup was pretty close. It was just a little bit froggy with the jerry. And this one will not be as much jerry because it's not going down toward the sand as much as it is coming straight back. So this one is about 1.3 rings from Power 7 Max. .84° tailwind. It's showing a 3.23 ring adjust. It's kind of a sticky wind era right now. That's pretty close. And so that one did not drop as much. This will be a slight jerry up. But not like a quarter to a third of a ring as the last one I did in this one was. That should be closer there. we go. I do tend to come more in the right side of the cup there. I've gotten a few funny bounces, like left of middle. So, and it is breaking slightly that way. I'd rather be on the high side than the low side. Just like putting in real golf, you rarely get the real friendly bounce. So I know this one from before was 12.7. I'm going to speed this up just a little. And I think I'm going to go with more side spin than I did last time. And that wind angle is similar enough, I can just use 12.7 for the ring count and be pretty confident of that. And that's too far over, so we're going to go just outside left of the cup. Distance is good, and I'm just going to add 1.5% to the adjustment because of how I missed last time. Looks like an 8-degree tailwind. Alright, I'm going to go with 3.45 rings. And my eyes are not the best, and when I'm zooming back and forth as I'm getting lined up on the rings, I am sort of matching those rings to those sizes to my grid to try to get this reasonably accurate. I don't have a problem counting, I just have a problem judging, apparently, because I have had quite a few where I swore it was exactly 3.63 rings and it was almost a tenth off. Right, so a bit of forward Jerry again, about the same as before. Somewhere in there. There we go. There's that back door. Just learn from your mistakes. This is honestly why I tend to record everything. I can keep some things in my head, but trying to remember it all is a challenge. Looks like my Russian friends have shown up in the chat again to utter some nonsense. Thank you, comrades. Alright, let's find Bigfoot Max again. So, I will likely stream my ultimate pass first round, even though it's not as important for scoring. I'm probably going to throw some D1s in there, and I'll discuss some things about Pro D1s. Because the ultimate pass first round, you have re-entry, so as long as you complete the full 9 holes, you don't even have to qualify. You can just pay the entry fee again and give it another try in round 2 as if you did qualify. But since Christian has managed to join 2 of my brackets today, I figure he would enjoy some more attention. This might be another backdoor special. I think it is. See how many rings this is. Sometimes I'll measure the ring count from the back, sometimes from the front. So 4.5. Since they moved the ball to a different spot, I tend to mess up the spin often. A lot of times I would go with lightning rod here, but I've gotten too many weird breaks in front of the hole and just missed it too many times, trusting it to go where I think it will. So, all right, that's all. It's 4.5 rings from Power 10 Max. $77 headwind. Alright, so this will be 3.65 pounds. If you hate watching slow people, then you definitely came to the wrong place, because fast I am not. Know from experience that you don't want to reverse Jerry as much as this hill will make you think. I will give it just a touch, and I'm going to come and touch back to the right, which will be left on my screen. There we go. Back door again. I see a Middle Eastern friend has joined the chat now. Alright, so I got a tip from my friend earlier that he got headwind and lightning rod is good in this hole. Until I get headwind myself, I just don't want to. If you get tailwind, lightning rod isn't a good option because there's not a lot of green to work with. But I do have a pretty good mid-distance lightning rod, so I'll play for max Bigfoot. And if it turns out that I do get the headwind, I can still go lightning rod for the second, which would be my preference for this particular pin. Excuse me. If there's any repeat songs on the music, my apologies. Yeah, this is not a great one for lightning rod. I had a couple songs picked out to start with, and now it's just going through like a compilation. It's like top 25 tracks. This artist is called Two Steps From Hell. If you like epic orchestra type stuff, they're awesome. They tend to have like a lot of video game animations in their videos on YouTube. Lots of dragons, lots of wolves, lots of scantily clad heroines and heroes. So not just the guys, ladies, you might want to check it out too. But it's not really the videos themselves that I'm interested in. It's their soundtracks are just awesome to me. I'm not a huge gamer nerd or anything, but I do lost my count. I do like orchestra actually, and these guys don't do like your grandma's orchestra. That's going to come up slightly short, so I'm going to take off a touch of backspin here. And that is, this one doesn't quite have enough tilt, and I don't have the headwind, so the back door is not the best option. But I do not want to smack this pin hard. I think right there. We get a headwind of around 19 degrees here. 3.74 rings. So we'll call that 3.75. pretty close. And that did go up a bit, but once again, this is one of those holes that will fool you on the jerry. Very rarely do you have to do, the general rule I say is, when it's a big foot shot, do half as much forward jerry as you think you need, and for a reverse jerry, do half of that, so about a quarter as much as it looks like, because it seems like it's going way uphill. But I have found that I tend to come up short if I do a crazy amount, so we're going to do it right there. Let's see how I did on the backspin reduction. Well, the wind did push it. I guess that was a slight under adjust. I think I'm going to play this one out and see if I can run the table and drop the last fives. Honestly, my goal was at least a minus 17 or 18, and the somewhat anonymous person at the top has made that not enough. If we don't drop this one, I will give it one more shot. In a lot of winds, this is a good hole to try that terrain boost on. I need red barchetta here. Yeah, in a lot of winds, this is a good hole to try the terrain boost on. But this one being straight left to right crosswind, it won't be the best probably. I have no idea what wind I'll have for the second, so I'll stay with root for now. So what I was saying about the terrain boost, you don't have a lot of room to adjust and get to that nice ring count. I'm probably going to do it anyway, honestly. Well, it's going to be around the range that I need actually. So there's not a really good purpose in doing that. That's setting up pretty good for Hellfire to just go max overpower. So I'm just going to eyeball this and swat it down there. Try to get right center and fairway. Duff, there's some guy unknown to me, but he's got that same picture as that guest 861 or whatever account that I haven't really seen around a lot recently, or until today. He was killing it. He's beat me a couple times. I know that Rand Park Cumulative, I think the first one, he beat me by about 450 tiebreaker points. We tied with like minus 122 for the whole thing. I gave it my best and it was just not good enough. But thank you for showing up, Duff, and I will oblige that request for a look at this leaderboard. No, not scorecard, I meant for show standings. Got, I see Nick Miller there, Jeef. Not really a whole lot of others I know. Well, I sort of know Chaz. I haven't really talked to him in PMs or anything, but interacted with him a couple times on Facebook. High times. It's a lot of gold. I have no idea how many tournaments he's played, but these are more than a lot of numbers for sure. So Arnie's Army, this clan, this is the clan that was Bubba Gumper's last, or I'm sorry, I keep saying clan, just Golf Clash Habits. That was Bubba Gumper's last country club season. So a very nice streak of golds going back until the day after Thanksgiving, November 26th, when somebody happened to catch him in the TOC final. Alright, let's get back to it. Alright, let's see what that looks like. I think that might end up being this short. No, my gut's telling me to go with Hellfire. Sorry, I'm gonna change. I've had a lot of skiddy type bounces with Root here before and headwinds, and that's a straight enough headwind. I think Hellfire is going to behave pretty nicely. Alright. So for Hellfire, nine and a half rings from power 10 max. And that's going to be a little short actually, so I'll pull this up. It's about 9.2-ish, which is 5.9. About 5.9 rings from power 7 max. That is a 57-degree headwind. 3.97 rings. So it's playing slightly downhill. We're going to call that 4 rings even, which will look like 3.8 rings to most people. Hold on, man. I'm just trying to stick to the screen. Alright, let's see. That is a majority. That is up a little. So we'll give just a touch of it back. And if anything, come towards the hole. There. Get in there, baby. Alright, we're still alive. Still a small chance to catch. So right now, I believe I had, was it an 895 tiebreaker? I would beat that guy if I hold every drop the rest of the way. I would beat that guy by 2 tiebreaker points, which I would almost feel bad about. Duff has Greta by 3 in the blue. I'm not surprised. And it's the back pin. This one's a little tougher. So we're going to go with Holy Driver. So it's very possible that, and he may not even care for the ultimate pass that I'll be going to do next. You know what? Let's do basic. Just basic wood. Excuse me. Very possible that Christian is going to get shut out of gold on Greta's first day into a pro and go 0 for 3. I'm trying to remember who else that's pretty decent is in our ultimate pass bracket. Of course, today doesn't really matter. I don't think they're giving banners for ultimate pass, qualifier, and semi. But the weird thing is they did for Madness. Well, they gave rewards. I can't remember if they get banners actually. I could be wrong. Maybe Duff can say one way or the other. I think we said they were at least giving Country Club points for the Madness qualifiers. Alright, so that was 10.5 for Max. Oh, I didn't even put the backspin on yet. Let's start over here. I'm all jacked up now. $10. 16 right in there. And that's a bit shy. Oh, 15.5-ish. So with Holy Driver, you don't need max backspin on this green. It's actually harder to hold with max backspin because of the pin clanking factor. And I'm looking at the shot and looking how that second bounce is going to go into the pin. And I want to get it to where the second bounce is a little closer to the hole and angled just a bit more to the left. I think I'm going to go with that. It's going to be about 15.3 rings for max. I think that's close right there. I think we'll go with that. So let's see what we got for 15.3 rings for max Holy Driver. With a 3.7 headwind at 74 degrees. And 3.6 for rings. I feel like I've come up short with this before. So I'm going to go 3.7 rings, 1 to 1. You know what? I think I may have failed to hit the line. That is missing right of the cup. That is not enough side spin. It's just left of it. I think we want that much left of it. You would think I would check that stuff before I try to get my wind arrow lined up perfectly, but that's one of those things you do not take for granted and say, oh, I'll just compensate it by pulling my adjustment crooked. Nope, don't do it. Take your time and fix it. It is definitely worth it. There is a roughly 3.7. Just needs to come a little more to the high side. It's getting sticky on me. Yeah, it's really close. It doesn't want to settle where I need it. Alright, I am going to go with that. And let's check. See how much height we've gained. It's actually not a terrible amount for right here. It's fairly level between where we started adjusting, which is somewhere in the middle of that ring that's centered right now. About right there. So I'm not going to vary. Go ahead and switch to a Pro and let it ride. Oof, that was almost a pinballer. I hit the pin and tried to rattle out. Three more. And this will be probably the most challenging, especially with that wind. So let me go get the red barchetta. And it's likely going to be Hellfire because I probably won't be able to get into range for a root with max backspin. This is one of the tougher greens to me. I've never gotten really good at reading the bounces here. I think it's going to be straight, and then it's not at all. There's not a ton of secondary, but there's just enough that sometimes I can't tell because of the camera angle. It seems like this big swoop it does tries to screw with the camera angle a little bit. There's a lot of up and down with it when you watch your shot bounce in, so I can never tell whether I'm shooting uphill or downhill. I think it's technically uphill. Yeah, it's got to be uphill. So the further you drive, the more uphill it is, which in theory should be less adjustment, but because the ball doesn't spend as much time in the air, you want to pretty much stay center fairway, because maybe even a little to the left of center, just because the flag is on the right, and with it being uphill, you don't get the ball to stop real quick. I'm going to be precise with this part, and then less precise as I shift for the power push, or power pull, excuse me. So I'm going to shift rings to the right of the fairway, left on the screen. There's 10. Let's see if we have room for the full 20. We actually do. So now I will miss this one on purpose all the way to the left. And this is to try to gain maybe a ring and a half of distance, about 3 or 4 yards. That's about 8 inches off of where I was aiming. No joke. Let's see if we got into root range. We did. Wow. That is a little bit of a surprise, honestly. So I am going to use root and try to shorten the bounce as much as possible, because this bounce is not predictable and it's an angled tailwind. Alright, there's max root. Actually, let's try to get our read here real quick. You can see over my grid. So I did no spin. Trying to get the truest actual read. So landing shorter, it does angle to the left, but as you go up the hill, it's fairly straight. It may be ever so slightly left. So I probably just won't give up the hole here. I'll put it no spin, land up inside the left. It's 5.5 range from power, 10 max, and it's going to need to be shorter than that, but by how much? .2 I think we need 3/10 of an inch shorter. That might still be hot. Don't want to leave it short. I think right there. No, I think that's still hot. Probably right there. So 6 or so rings. Yeah, we're just going to leave it inside the hole. I gotta check a number here. So I'm in the process of updating my ring counts, where I measure the range for the club. I count the adjustment rings differently, and I'm trying to convert everything so that I do the same sort of counting. I've done it for Bigfoot and for Orion, but I'm still working on it for root, so I don't have it ingrained in my head yet. So 3.6, we are at 6.1, so this will be a 2.5 rings back from power 7 max to this spot. It's like a 55-degree tone. 5. That should be 3 point. Oops, I selected the wrong root. I selected the banger route. That would not have done well. So it's 1-1. Right. Definitely dropped a considerable amount. Maybe not as much as I thought. I'm going to go about a fifth of a ring up for the jury and hope for the best. Turn right, turn right. Yes! Okay. Woo! 2 to go. Let's see if we can get this par 3. Wow, it's not the par 3. It's also not a tailwind. Man. I hate to take the easy way out, but I'm gonna I'm gonna blast. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna blast a gold ball here. I do have a few to spare, and it's not a high percentage drop to that pin. There's a bit of break in that green, so I'm going to kind of stay to the left side of the fairway. And I'm going to shift, see if I can get 20 rings.
It took a while, but at least we got a great deal on our hotel.
I hate these ads. Alright, there's 10. And I don't think I'm going to fit 20 in bounds here. It's probably going to be around 15. Oop, not even 15. It's hitting at about 14.6-ish. I gotta use the S pen for this one actually. .6, 14.7. So we're gonna try to miss this one. On the second to last tick as it comes back off of the end and is accelerating. No, I didn't hit that nearly wide enough. It'll be in the fairway, but it's not really where I wanted. I'm making this whole play longer than it had to. It was supposed to be down the left edge. Let's see if it gives me a decent win for the second. It's pretty dead straight crosswind, so this will be tough. This is going to be around a 45% range shot, I think. Alright. That's roughly where I want to end. And I just need to get the height. That's not as far as I thought. It is actually around 38% high. Alright, should be a 1.67-ish adjustment. That's it right there. See if my hive game is as good as I thought. Well, not the timing in my needle thing for sure. And it looks like, oh wow, it's dead center. Alright, it's all going to come down to the last hole. Yeah, good thing gold balls forget me. That'd be tragic to have gotten the adjustment dead on and then break the shot. You know what? I must have done bad math somewhere. Because according to, oh yeah, 2 tiebreaker points. That is a good looking pin position. I hate it when it's the front middle and the front sort of front leftish. So there's a front middle right up here past the bottleneck. It goes, I don't have a pointing device. It's somewhere, it's actually not even quite front middle, it's like a front right center. So it's about where this lighter colored square, right in the middle of the gun sight is. And then they've got one over here that's around where the gun sight is now, kind of the middle of those 4 red diamonds. So let's look for, I'm trying to remember what I heard about this, so if it's ahead 1 second. No. But I will do my usual play to max Bigfoot strategy. That's usually the safest thing. I'm going to change the fusion because this is pretty important to get this distance right. I don't want this one taken off on me. It would be really sad to screw myself at this point. And I'm going to actually change to Stingray just so I have a little bit more room, minimum fusion range. To my one loyal follower that is still watching, oh, there he goes. Now it's just one. I was going to say thank you for sticking around this long. How about a headwind? It's a headwind. Let's look at the range here. That's borderline. Tough choice. This is for all the marbles. Let's see about range. So that's lightning rod. Backspin. It's not an especially short bounce. And then a stick with big foot.
Get a fresh start with super fast gaming speeds from Suddenlink. Enjoy reliable, high-speed 1 gig internet for just
You know what? I think. Let me take the side spin off for a second. I think this is the one that straightens out at the cup. It's bouncing left right now, but when you get up closer to the cup, yep, sure enough, it's turning right. So yeah, we gotta hold. I'm not going to enable the side spin too much. I'm just gonna come straight at the pin. Alright, let me double check this range. That's pretty spot on. I'm gonna go with that. 3.28 ring adjustment. You can tell that just because of where I'm in this range. We might do that with slightly light. And that will be a slight jerry backward. Right there. I don't think it needs a jerry back actually. Trying to see if it dropped any. I think it may have. I'm going to do one ever so slightly forward. Got it. Dang, my tablet got excited. Woo! That's kind of a rush. Wow. Whoever you are, Wolf Creek number 12, Avatar Fixer, great battle. Alright, let's go tear up Ultimate Pass exclusive now. Alright, I'm going to kill this stream and then head over to Ultimate Pass and pick up a different stream there. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. All 4 of you and our several Russian and Middle Eastern friends.